we're in an interesting time right now. I feel like a lot of docuseries are starting to come about now revolving track and field. So let's talk about the track and field docuseries that are coming up.
Well, I think we brought up when we were making this show, this was one thing I wanted to talk about because I feel like we saw at Texas Relays, just I think Red Bull was there filming Dina Asher-Smith, and they've kind of announced that they're following some of their European athletes and making a series leading up to the Olympics. And it made me think, like, gosh, like that's not the only, like, why are we seeing all these docuseries now about track and field athletes? Like, you have that one, you obviously have the big one from Netflix that's been in the works, and it's going to follow the top sprinters this year. I think they started filming this maybe at the end of last year. As you're going ahead to the Olympics, it makes you wonder. It's like, will this hit like some of the other previous docuseries that have come out more recently about some of these more niche sports, right? Like I think back to the Formula One documentary series that they did, and I think it was called Drive to Survive, I believe. And Formula One, I think people have said it kind of blew up after that documentary series, and then they've also done Breakpoint following professional tennis. So it makes me wonder, like, there's always that. I guess there's always been that struggle and conversation, I feel like, in track and field of like, oh, we can't make it mainstream, where it's hard to like get more people to follow it, like be more interested in it. Like, is this something that now maybe we'll get more people interested? Like, what's it going to be like? I don't know.
I think to answer your question, it's yes. Because I just think about how many friends and fans gravitate towards Red Bull that I think if they saw this, it's going to have them be more aware of like who is in our sport, especially just leading up to the Olympics and things of that nature. I guess, is it going to hit,
Well, so to clarify, they're two separate ones. So Red Bull's doing one and then Netflix is doing one.
Right. Yeah. There's two different runs. So that's why I'm just like, hey, anything revolving track. And I feel like anytime someone puts something out about track and field itself, I'm just hoping it sticks. But I think it's more of having our fans be more aware of the people that are in our sport.
I think it's really dependent on the stories.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a consumer of documentaries, specifically sports documentaries, they really do straddle two lines. Some documentaries are put on by organizations that might serve that organization to tell a good story. And then you want the documentary that serves the actual story, maybe the storyline that everybody's asking about. Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr, how do they really feel about each other?
Yeah.
How did Fred Curley, Noah Lyles, is there really a rivalry there? I think if you hit on these things that real fans are talking about and you get behind like the surface level stuff, that's when documentaries really have power, because they're telling you things that you don't already know. Right. Now, that's the question I will have for this Netflix documentary. Is it just about putting somebody on the camera saying this person is going to make an Olympic team and should be the best in the U.S.? Like, that's not enough for me.
No. Yeah.
I need to know, like, what is behind them? Like, what is actually, driving them, and what are their feelings? Like, that's the only way a documentary is going to hit in my book.
I agree. Like so I've seen Breakpoint, and again, these are the same people that will be making this documentary series for track and field. I think, and it's the stuff you don't already know. Like, I'm sitting there watching this, and they're showing all the behind the scenes of all these athletes and like what they're going through to, go to a meet and all this stuff. It's like and it almost humanizes them in a way and tells their story, but beyond just like showing them going out and playing tennis and saying they're the best in the world. Like, I think that's what we need to see, because people will only tune in for track and fields, let's be honest, like once every 4 years for the Olympics. And you see them on surface level because you see, Noah Lyles wins the 200 or something. Oh, cool. He's like the fastest guy in the 200 in the world. But that's like all, if you're a casual fan just tuning in, that's all you really know. But if you watch something and it kind of goes more into seeing more of that human part of the story and the behind the scenes and teaches you something you don't know, that's when it becomes like, all right, that was a good docuseries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So stay tuned for all of that.